Just yesterday morning, the price of XRP hit $1.27 at the high and is up a whopping 125% from the recent range high. It's currently the #1 most searched for and trending crypto on the largest crypto aggregator, CoinMarketCap. This is the highest price it's been since the bull run of 2021 and has many XRP holders excited and jumping back on board. And with this said, I expect XRP to explode into 2025 and become one of the best performing major market cap cryptos of the year. However, I think this will come at a price and many people will get wrecked along the way. And I'm going to show you how you don't need to be that person. Now, if you missed out on this parabolic move because you became impatient, you sold your position, or you're just new to crypto and hearing about XRP for the first time because of its recent breakout, you may be wondering, is right now the right time to invest? A lot of people get wrecked on moves like this because they buy a little too late with some FOMO. Or maybe you're wondering if you should wait a little. What's a good pullback to buy into? Well, I'll be answering all of those questions and more through the end of this video. I'll be covering potential outcomes, price targets, and how to manage expectations so you can avoid some of the most common mistakes most XRP investors will make as XRP continues to make this face melting trend and move to the upside. I'll also be covering the latest news surrounding the stablecoin from Ripple, RLUSD, and how this is an absolute game changer for the XRPL. I'll be covering how Brad Garlinghouse's latest appearance on Fox News is building institutional confidence and how what he shares has been the single greatest catalyst for this recent breakout to new yearly highs. So as always, if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777, and if you're going to be the wealthiest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Paul, and really quickly, I want to begin this video by sharing something really interesting that Michael Saylor, the big Bitcoin guy, shared about stablecoins and how this is going to affect the XRP token and specifically the newest development from Ripple, their RLUSD stablecoin. So let's listen to what he shares.
And said, well, what's the second best? I would say the world wants two things. It wants crypto property as a savings account, and it wants cryptocurrency as a checking account. And that means that the most popular thing really is going to be a stablecoin dollar. And
so obviously from a crypto property standpoint, Michael Saylor is referring to Bitcoin. Now, I love the idea of Bitcoin being the biggest crypto asset by market cap because a rising tide raises all ships. So as more money flows into Bitcoin, a lot of that money gets shuffled into just about every other cryptocurrency in the space. It's a way for institutional dollars to find their way into the altcoins that you and I are invested into, such as XRP. But very few of those altcoins hold real value or utility outside of the fact that they're just pump and dump tokens for really crappy companies or companies that never really deliver. However, when it comes to Ripple, man, are they delivering, as they are currently one of the only major players in the space that is now offering a crypto asset that you would use as a checking account, something that you can spend, something that you can transact in, something that isn't too volatile. Something like a stablecoin. And Ripple has officially announced that they are operationally ready with their stablecoin. And so in their latest article directly on the Ripple website, they basically share how in 2022 alone, fiat-backed stablecoins facilitated nearly $7 trillion in transactions, which is actually quite impressive considering it surpassed major global networks like MasterCard and PayPal. And how because of this use case, the stablecoin market has consistently been growing. Currently, they're sitting at $170 billion. However, over the next 5 years, it's projected to be a market worth $3 trillion. So yes, there's a lot of room for new stablecoins to not only enter the market, but to provide real value for people in their global payment systems. And this is where Ripple and XRP come in, because as more money flows through that stablecoin for a lot of their institutional customers, it's all going to have to flow through the XRPL. Nothing gets touched inside of this ecosystem without XRP being used, as they even state that the digital asset XRP is a vital bridge asset for more complex currency flows. So whether they want simple currency flows or complex currency flows, XRP will be used. You can either transact in XRP directly or in their RLUSD stablecoin. Again, all of this is going to be on the XRPL, so it makes a lot of sense. It provides a new way for their customers at an institutional level to get involved inside of this ecosystem, which is very beneficial across the board. And by the way, the XRP digital asset can provide a more direct path or transaction path, drastically reducing time and fees. However, this combination of the RLUSD for dollar denominated transactions and XRP for cross-currency settlements ensures that Ripple Payments customers can utilize the most efficient and cost-effective path no matter the circumstances. So imagine you had this highway, and at one point in time with XRP, it was only going one direction. Now it goes in both directions so they can onboard more institutional clients. Now, one of the major reasons that I believe in, Brad Garlinghouse is going to share here shortly, that XRP has really been pumping is not only because Gary Gensler looks like he's completely out of the way, and, there's news all around the Twitter sphere, or X space, I should say, that is talking about how he plans to resign based on his very cryptic message the other day saying how he was proud to serve at the SEC, blah, 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 blah. However, many people believe that we are officially going to get a Clarity for Payments Stablecoin Act, which is a crucial bill that could unlock stablecoin innovation. And because of this, they are really on top of the ball developing a stable coin that is 100% backed by a segregated reserve of US dollar deposits, short-term US government treasuries, and other cash equivalents. This is not only going to be truly transparent, but they plan to be completely compliant so they can operate in the biggest market in the world, the United States. And so my personal opinion is, with all of these major factors combined, XRP had really been squeezed and boring from a price standpoint, and that's what caused this major explosion in the price for a over 125% gain in a very short period of time. And that's what's led to all of this hype and FOMO people are experiencing right now with XRP. So with that said, let's hop on over to the charts. Now, if you've been watching any of my most recent videos, or even if you're new here, we were talking quite often about how 64 cents was our major resistance. And whenever we pumped right through this range, we would likely pump straight up to that 74-cent range, because this would be our multi-year resistance with what I would call a bull trap. So I'm going to put a line right here as well. And we talked about this over and over and over again. As you notice, 1, 2, and even 3 times with a bull trap. In other words, people got trapped into their positions here if they were really bullish, only to see the market sell off and never break back into that 84-cent range since July of 2023. But because we had virtually no trade volume in this range aside from some resistances, I figure if we break above the 64-cent range, it's going to be a very rapid move straight up to 74 cents. Then it remains to be seen what really happens there. But as you can see here, over a period of 3 days, since I'm on a daily time frame, we not only broke above, but we consistently rallied for higher highs, and one of the strongest moves we've seen since 2021. And this is what I would call a deviation away from an MA, which is a moving average. So if I just pull up a 10 and 20 EMA, you can see here in this range down here, we were toying and playing with the 10 and 20 EMA. The 20 EMA is this orange line. The 10 EMA, or the faster moving average, is this blue line. Whenever they cross over like this, and I'll go ahead and hide the price action, I'll just show you really quick. Okay, this is typically considered a bearish environment. Why? Because the fast moving is below the slow moving. And on the flip side, whenever they cross back over like they did right here, if I just take a line and toss it right there, you would have noticed that right here on November 8th of 2024, they crossed back over, and this would be what you could consider a bullish environment for something like XRP. However, you would also want to confirm the move in the bullish environment by seeing some sort of a breakout above a range high or resistance. That would have been the 64-cent range. So whether we were sitting at 53 cents, even if we saw a move like this, it could easily cross back over, which is why why I like a confluence of confirmations. In other words, a situation in where we meet two different points of data or three different points of data that confirm my theory, which give me more confidence to enter a position. And that's exactly what happened. We were talking about it over and over and over again. So I'll go ahead and pull up the price again. And as you can see here, you would have entered around 55 cents, especially as we were breaking above this range right here. And then especially on a confirmation like this day right here on November 10th, as we continued trending up, good time to enter because this would have been the 6th time we touched this range. After 6 times, the more you knock on a resistance, the more likely you break through. On the flip side, the more often that you knock on a support, the more often you're likely to break through. In this situation, we were in a very bullish environment, but since this point in time, we deviated so far from that 20 EMA down here that it's likely we're going to get some sort of a pullback into a support, especially if I pull up that VRVP, which is a volume profile. Now, a volume profile is very helpful because it shows me in this entire visible range where the majority of volume has really traded. This tells me what's most interesting from a price action perspective for the majority of investors. And as you can see here, the majority of volume has traded between 64 cents down to 38 cents. So any breakout above 64 cents, this thing was primed to explode, which is why we were consistently warning people to start entering positions in this range here, to watch that 64-cent range for a breakout and a move right into that 74-cent range. Anything above here, we're flying sky high, and that's exactly what happened. Go ahead and watch a video or two from a week or two ago. You're going to see that we consistently talked about it, or at least I did on the channel. Now, that said, we have virtually no volume traded up into this $1.25 range, which we can see now is acting as some sort of a sell point, considering, again, we've deviated super far away from the 20 EMA. A deviation basically means the price has moved so far away from this that eventually you start to get a pullback to the MA. Now, I'm not saying that that is the ultimate place to go and buy. Again, I'm looking for some confluences, but just for the sake of this example, you can see that this red line right here, or these red bars, are telling me that we deviated so far and so fast from that 20 EMA, and that's all this tool is telling me, that whenever that typically happens, not a bad time to take a bit of profit. Now, a lot of folks are probably going to take profit here, right? They're either going to FOMO in at the wrong time, the price is going to break down, and these are some of the mistakes that I want people inside of this community to avoid. They FOMO in, the price starts breaking down, they get afraid because now they're in a loss, they sell at a loss, then they see the price start breaking out again, and they're always consistently chasing, which is why it's super important to not only be educated, but to also have a plan. Or if you're not going to be in any of those two environments, to be in the right communities that actually help you to invest in markets that are very dynamic and volatile. But as you can see here in this situation right here in 2023, you can see how fast and far we deviated from that 20 EMA right here. And in that environment, what would have been a good time to take profit? Right there, as the price started breaking back down to 46 cents all the way up from 94 cents. And in similar fashion, right here, we deviated really hard from the EMA right here relative to the entire range. We're not getting any red spikes or bars, only to see the market start selling off. Well, in similar fashion, as of recently, we deviated really strong. So I'm looking for some sort of a pullback, but the major difference in this environment is that this is truly an investor's paradise. I would personally like to buy every single pullback, and I will explain to you what those pullbacks look like here shortly near the end of this video. But as I was talking about having a game plan and a community, I would actually like for our channel's very own Nick Anderson to share with you our community that we've been working really hard on to not only educate you and share with you some of the best altcoin picks of this current bull market environment, but to give you the support you need to really succeed and potentially hit your goal if your goal is to be a crypto millionaire in 2025. So let's watch this video.
If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. 1,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below. Get in right now. Watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree. If that's a goal of yours, our goal is to help 1,000 members set their portfolio up for life this month. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. We have about 200 members right now, and we literally just launched like less than 5 days ago at the time of making this video. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.
So that said, with this insane pump in this very small but recent pullback, I do expect markets to pull back a little bit further before making that next leg up. And this is for a few different reasons. The first reason, I mean, you can only deviate so far, and I would argue that's the first reason. But the real reason I believe that we're also going to get a bit of a pullback is because when you look at the exchange reserves on XRP, you can see that since these recent lows, people have consistently been depositing XRP onto exchanges as the price has climbed. Now, this is typically indicative of profit taking. So people are looking to sell some XRP to take some profit off the table as the price is pumped. And that's a natural response to markets. That's how markets operate, and I would argue efficiently. Now, that said, it is one of those early mistakes that a lot of folks might make. They see a bit of a pullback, they get afraid. And if you're an investor, okay, you're someone that wants to hold XRP long-term for some insane or new all-time highs, then this is not something you're going to want to get afraid of or sell. I'm just letting you know that I'm personally expecting a pullback, which means nothing that I share in this video is considered financial advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. Talk to a financial advisor, okay, if you are, thinking about making some insane decisions with your money. But at the end of the day, I'm just giving you my opinion and what I think is going to happen. I do believe we're going to get a bit of a pullback. And the second reason I think we're going to get just a slight pullback is because, as you can see here, we have open interest. So open interest is just basically contracts and futures. Whenever you see the price rising like this and open interest also increasing and rising, this is indicative of a very strong trend and longs opening at the market. However, whenever you start to see price dumping like we are right here from that high about 127 all the way down to about $1 for a 27% loss, so to speak, from that high, and also you see open interest start declining like we are right here, even with this slight pullback, you can see open interest is still declining. This is indicative of longs closing at the market. So longs have made a lot of money in this move, and now they are closing. So I would expect the price to continue to pull back a little. And where to? Well, none other than on a daily time frame, probably those recent range highs. I'm looking for a confluence. Okay, so as you can see here, we have about 81 cents on the 10 EMA on a daily time frame, and we have about 70 cents on the 20 EMA on a daily time frame. And when you look at those ranges, you can see that it's pretty consistent with our previous range highs right back here in 2023, and yet again in the next major range highs at about 74 cents. So even if the price pulled back even stronger or further, all the way down to 64 to 65 cents on a wick only to get bought back up, this would be like my dream buy zone on something like XRP, because as you can see here, it is a very explosive move to the upside. But I also want to take into consideration previous moves that XRP has made. And as you can see here, sometimes, okay, XRP will pull a really strong move only to get it pulled back for about a day before moving even further. And in similar fashion, we had a major breakout and a move above range highs right over here, only to see it pull back or hang out in a range for 1, 2, 3, and 4 days before moving even further to the upside. So when XRP moves, it is very explosive and it moves very quickly, which is why you don't want to wait forever expecting it to hit these targets of 81 cents down to 70 cents. Instead, you just want to watch the price action closely. If we continue to hang out here at about $1 over the upcoming, few days, then I would be more inclined to buy that pullback, because it didn't pull back to where I would have liked. But these ranges, or I would argue these EMAs, are going to slowly start to catch up over the upcoming days. So it's not going to be as deviated. It's going to be in a more healthy range of support before breaking out to new highs. Now, where I would expect XRP to hang out in this range and maybe see some more support is if we continue to get more positive news and developments from people like Brad Garlinghouse over at Ripple. So let's listen to what he recently shared over on Fox News, which is what I believe was a major catalyst for this extremely bullish price action on XRP.
As investors in the 7th largest cryptocurrency are optimistic about the future of the now $3 trillion industry under a Trump presidency. The blockchain payments company Ripple, which uses XRP to enable transactions, jumped dramatically since election night. And it saw big surges earlier this week on speculation that its CEO held a meeting with the president-elect following his victory, and speculation that anti-crypto SEC chief Gary Gensler might soon announce his resignation, which we just talked about with former SEC director Norm Champ. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is here in a Fox Business exclusive in studio to discuss all of this. Okay, a 70% gain since Election Day. Let me guess, you are a Donald Trump fan, at least, of a presidency as he oversees a crypto world that he's very open-armed to.
For sure. What a difference 10 days makes. We, for years in the United States, have had an attack on the crypto industry. It's been war. And we finally, I think, have a crypto president. The crypto industry has embraced Trump. Trump has embraced the crypto industry.
He really has. He really has.
I think it's very genuine. And I think he sees the opportunity. He sees innovation. He sees entrepreneurship. And look, I'm very excited about what the future holds. I'll point out, you were saying that XRP is up 70+%. Since Election Day, the best performing crypto assets are all U.S. companies or U.S. technologies. This shouldn't be a surprise. The United States SEC has been manipulating and putting pressure on these U.S. companies, U.S. technologies, and now that pressure comes off and they explode upwards. So we shouldn't be surprised by that.
So that is since when that it's all U.S.?
Really, since Election Day.
Okay, since Election Day, then that really makes sense.
It does. And if you can even put a number on this, like what has Gary Gensler's war on crypto, you can put an amount on it. We went from 2.2 trillion to basically 3 trillion. So this was an $800 billion unlock just because we now are going to have rational actors who act lawfully. As you know well, states have now even participated in suing the SEC and saying you are not acting lawfully and enforcing the laws.
I got to ask you, the price of XRP earlier this week spasmed. It jumped about 10% after you liked a tweet earlier that suggested you may have met with President-elect Donald Trump. Any truth to those rumors?
I mean, I think like many of your guests today, I'm not going to comment on too many specifics here. Suffice it to say.
Okay, that's a yes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I respect that. But to me, it's a yes.
We have been active throughout this election cycle in being very pro-crypto, pro-innovation. And how do we make sure that this Congress and the president obviously it's a totally new day. And I could not be happier about like a Congress that I think is, as Norm said earlier, your guest, We got to get away from regulation through enforcement. That makes no sense.
What about this yesterday, this lawsuit filed by 18 attorneys generals, I believe all from Republican states, suing the SEC, saying that they are allegedly overreaching when it comes to crypto regulation? Did you know that that was coming at all?
We did not, and I say to all 18 of those attorney generals, welcome to the party. You know, look, we have been fighting, Ripple's been fighting this fight since the very beginning. We've spent literally over $150 million fighting the SEC, an unlawful war. And so I'm thrilled they're joined. I wish they would have joined earlier. But you know, even in their case, what they filed cites the Ripple case over and over. And so they see what has happened. They see how Gensler has overreached. And I only wish there was a way to hold the SEC, hold Gensler, hold some of these people accountable.
And we should say that earlier this week, Robinhood relisted XRP on its platform, driven by what they believe might be this new, more welcoming regulatory environment?
For sure. I mean, this goes back to like the U.S. has finally unlocking this hostility. And I do think things like Robinhood saying, you know, I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner, but I'm glad they did it now. And, you know, I expect...
Robinhood, by the way, up 37% this month alone. Nice move for Robinhood. And Vlad Tenev, the CEO, has sat here and said that crypto has been a huge driver for their bottom line.
I mean, he said that it actually is an order of magnitude, a 10x decrease in cost in order for him to trade.
I do expect this thing to hit new highs, and my target for the upcoming move would be about a $2 range. So about $1.96 was our previous range. And if we break above that, I think we're going to hit that $3.31 range. Now, the reason I'm on a Binance chart is because I'm not getting, you know, I get more data in terms of volume, but I get way more history in terms of price on something like Kraken. So as you can see here, our range high was about $3.31 to $3.34. And that would be my range high that I am expecting on a breakout above $2. But again, I'm watching this range really, really freaking closely. If we continue to range like this is perfect. But if I see a new low below this candlestick right here on the close tomorrow, then chances are we are pulling back into that 81 cent to 70 cent range. I've just got to watch it. And as you stay tuned into these videos, I'm also going to continue to cover the price action. So it's important that you subscribe to this channel as we cover XRP over the upcoming days, because you are going to get the best of the best analysis. And also, if you haven't already, head on over to bullrunners.com. You can find the link in the description below to join our Altcoin Pro University for access to people like me or other experts in crypto communities, access to exclusive altcoin picks before everyone gets them. And obviously, since that video was recorded literally yesterday, we already have another about 60 members. So once we hit about 1,000 members, you miss out on all of those key bonuses. And if you have any more questions, you can just watch this 26-minute video that explains everything you'll be getting inside of this community. So thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you learned something. I hope you got value. Like I said, subscribe, like the video. It helps us out, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, my friend. Goodbye.